Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Upshift podcast, the podcast that is all about Formula racing. Today we are talking the Belgian Grand Prix, both Formula 1 and Formula 2, and I'm very sorry if I sound a bit weird. I am a bit sick right now, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to make something I love. That's something I love to do, but we will go on. Today we're talking about the Belgian Grand Prix. It's kind of what we expected in the top three. Lewis Hamilton won by a margin of 8 seconds. Pretty predictable. Valtteri Bottas came right behind him, and then Max Verstappen. But the real shock is Daniel Riccardo. Great job. I will give you 10 out of 10. Amazing drive by Daniel Ricciardo to get P4 and the fastest lap. Really good job to him. Right behind him was his teammate of Esteban Ocon. He passed Alex Albon on the last lap and just took it. He pulled away by like 2 seconds in the span of half a lap. So good drive by Esteban Ocon. I'm pretty sure that's his best finish so far. So good job to the Renault team, and I'm excited to see what holds for them in Monza, because last year, if you guys remember, they did a P4 and 5 like they did this week. So I am very excited to see what happens. After that, Alex Albon came after him, and I have to say, Red Bull, what are you doing to Albon? What are you doing to Albon? What kind of strategy? Why? You guys know it's the best tire, the hards, and you put him on the mediums. Why? With over 30 laps left. Why? Why would you do that? It's unbelievable to see what kind of strategy they're putting on for Albon, and that compromised him because he was in a fight with Daniel Ricciardo. He was 3 seconds back, and then he gained all that back partly because Gasly held him up, and I'll talk about Gasly in a bit. But then he got right up to the back of him. Ricciardo got past Gasly. Albon got held up by Gasly, but then finally got around him, and then the tires fell away because they're medium tires, and they can't really go 30-something laps with the longest circuit right now. It's nearly 2 minutes long, sorry. And you put him on the medium tire. This was a good circuit for him last year, and you screwed him over. I hope you're proud of yourselves. By the way, this is a joke. Please don't get mad at me. It's a serious joke. I'm joking, but I mean it. But think about what your strategy is if any of the Red Bull people are watching. Hopefully they're not, because I just ruined my chances in meeting people from the Red Bull organization. So that's fun. Behind him, Lando Norris. Last lap, Lando. My God, that was exciting. Unfortunately, he didn't pass anyone on the last lap, but a really good job by him. He in the last few laps gained 5 seconds on Ocon and Albon, nearly passed Albon. But a good race by Mr. Lando Norris, and driver of the day. The second ever Upshift podcast Driver of the Day award. It will go to you, Mr. Pierre Gasly. My God, what overtake of the year for me. Coming into Eau Rouge and Réunion, down the inside in the first kind of turn. Great job by Gasly. Kind of sketchy with Perez, because I don't know what Perez was thinking to do that. There's another car there. I don't know what you're thinking. But great job by Pierre, and he is proving that he is worthy of that Red Bull seat. He's proving time and time again that he has learned from his mistakes. He's learned to be more consistent. And in the Tomo F1, he said that no matter what people say, Gasly seems like the the driver of the year, and I have to agree with him. Gasly, how he's performing, he's way outperforming that car, and so is his friend Charles Leclerc, way outperforming their cars. But Gasly, he's doing an amazing job in just taking that AlphaTauri where his more experienced teammate can't. So good job by Pierre Gasly. You get the Upshot Podcast Driver of the Day award. Next came Lance Stroll. He struggled in the race. Hopefully he gets that together. I do have hope for the Racing Points. They had a bad weekend, only scoring 3 points. Behind Lance Stroll was his teammate of Sergio Perez. But I think they can learn what they did wrong and take it into Monza, because it is also a high-speed circuit, and they will have a low downforce setup. So hopefully they learn from what they did this week, and they learn from it, because they have a pretty good car, and they can do good things, and I think that they could get on the podium. And they just didn't do any good this week. They didn't qualify well. The pace wasn't there, but hopefully they can get it all sorted out. Daniel Kvyat stayed in P11. Not a very good race by him. He didn't really do anything. Kimi Räikkönen, my God, I never knew that Kimi, you do not have the drink, would come back with the drink spilling on his foot. That was the moment of the race for me. That was hilarious. Was it not hilarious to you guys? I don't know. It was hilarious to me, because we're in the middle of a race, and then yes, there is some water on my left foot. I don't know what accent was that. I don't know what I just did. But he just had water on his left foot for some reason. Nobody knows why. Was it the water from his water bottle, or was it something else? Was it rain, non-existent rain coming down, and they happened to it didn't come to the circuit, and it just went into Kimi's car? Maybe with the F1 rain logic so far, it seems logical. And about the rain, it seems like every single Grand Prix so far that they predict rain, it doesn't come, and then when they don't predict rain, it comes. How that, I don't know. You guys they're jinxing it. Crofty, you are jinxing the rain. I don't know how you're doing it, but you're ruining rain. It seems to go everywhere but the track. It seems there's a force field around every single Formula 1 track, and it's protected from the rain, and it won't do anything. It won't affect it in any way, but it's just, I don't understand what the rain is. I just want some rain in a race to make it at least interesting, because Max Verstappen seems like a guy that can do really well in the rain. He's really good in the rain. Lewis Hamilton, he's good in the rain, but he's not as good. But just stop predicting rain if there's not gonna be rain. It's bone dry, and you guys like, there's rain coming. There's rain coming in like 30 minutes. It's coming, and bone dry. And then it came after the race, of course, because why not? In the I'm sorry to go on like a rant here, but the after race show, they're talking like, oh, the rain's coming down now, huh? Yeah, Stuffle. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But moving on, to Ferrari. A lot of people say that Ferrari's bad this year, and they're not bad. They are worse than bad. They are worse than bad this year. And also, people may have thought that my rant about Ferrari last episode was a bit harsh. Yeah, this week proved it. This week proved my rant, and that their car is just bad. It's bad. It's bad. You got, like, come on. You got beat by an Alpha and an AlphaTauri. You got P13 and P14. You didn't even score points this week. you got outperformed by an Alfa Romeo. Like, come on. Like, what are you doing at this point? You guys, they need to get their stuff together. They really need to figure out what they're doing, because, like WTF once said, it's weird to go from winning your first ever race in your F1 career, Charles Leclerc, to not even scoring, not even close to scoring. He was 21 seconds behind P10. If that doesn't prove that car is just a boat with a hole in it, I don't know what will. It's sad to see Ferrari just fall this much. It's just really sad, because I know Leclerc has talent, because he's one of the most amazing drivers I've ever seen. He's most talented to hold off Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas for 2 races, and your teammate, and get pole positions in a circuit where Sebastian's been dominant and both Mercedes have been dominant. And to get those pole positions and wins is unbelievable. But it's just sad to see this year. And I do hope they get everything in check, because again, management, get away. Just don't stay with your management. Like, everything kind of fell apart last year, especially last year. Signs of decrease when Mattia Binotto came in. If you guys didn't realize, by the way, Max Verstappen had the same amount of wins. Max had the same amount of wins as both Ferrari drivers combined. He had the same amount of wins, 3. Verstappen had 3 wins. Ferrari whole team, 3. So it's just unbelievable to see, and I do hope that they come back. A scary moment in the race is when Antonio Giovinazzi and George Russell, their crash. Obviously, now we know why we have the halo. That tire could have easily bounced up and hit him and could have caused serious damage to him. So we're thankful that he is okay, and we have the halo. So good job to FIA for getting that halo in there. Formula 2, an exciting race, but I'm very, very sorry to Roy Nissany. In the first chicane coming out of the Camel Straight, he collided with his fellow Williams test driver Dan Ticktum. They hit. He did kind of what Nikita Mazepin did, in squeezing him into the chicane. He didn't do it as harshly. I don't know what happened with Dan Ticktum, but Dan Ticktum went off the track and he bounced up on the curb and smashed right into him. I had flashbacks of Pastor Maldonado and Lewis Hamilton, to be honest, in Valencia, when Lewis squeezed him and then he just went off track and slammed right into the side of him. But thankful that both drivers are okay. Another crash, but everyone is okay. But Robert Schwartzman, great race by him. He won the race. He won the race by 9 seconds. So very good by him over his Prema teammate Mick Schumacher, and then Mick Schumacher got P2 over Guan Yu Zhou. So a good podium. Robert Schwartzman took the lead of the championship because I don't know what happened to Callum Ilott. He didn't score any points. So hopefully he gets in check, because I really want him to win I'm rooting for him to win the championship. I think he's kind of an underdog because everyone kind of expected him to win Robert Schwartzman to win the F2 championship, because he did so well last year in Formula 3. And yeah, he's doing really well. So Robert Schwartzman took over the lead by 10 points over Callum Ilott. Callum Ilott is only in P2 by 11 points over Yuki Tsunoda. And Mick Schumacher, back in the championship running with 106 points, and maybe even Nikita Mazepin with 101 points in P5. So I definitely think that top 5 have a chance in the championship. So it's going to be exciting to see how everything plays out in the races to come. P6 is now Guan Yu Zhou. Christian Lundgaard is in P7. So it's kind of lackluster with the ART team not really doing anything so far. Not in recent weeks, but you can't count them out from the team's championship. They might win it, but it seems like it will be Prema because they're just so dominant. Both Mick and Robert are just really good drivers, and they're having an absolute great season so far. Going down the list, Louis Delatraz, and then Dan Ticktum, then Felipe Drogovic, Luca Giotto, Nobuharu Matsushita. Matsushita withdrew from the race. I don't really know why. If anyone knows why, please leave a comment down below. Marcus Armstrong, Jack Aiken, Jehan Daruvula, Giuliano Alesi, Roy Nissany, Sean Galeo, Pedro Pique, Artem Markelov, Yuri Vips, Sato, and then Samaya. So Vips, Sato, and Samaya are yet to score in this season. Vips, this is his second race in Formula 2, and I definitely have high hopes for him in getting points. He's a very good driver, and he got 2 P11s, so I think he'll be in the points paying positions very soon. And in other news, the Formula 1 standings have changed a bit. Lewis Hamilton is still at the top of the leaderboard. Verstappen is still in P2, down by 47 points. Valtteri Bottas is only down by 3 points from Max Verstappen. And then P4 is up with Alex Albon. Good job by him. Has 48 points. And only leads by 3 over Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. Then comes Lance Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo. He went up, I'm pretty sure. Sergio Perez, Esteban Ocon, Carlos Sainz, Pierre Gasly, Sebastian Vettel, Nico Hulkenberg. He's probably not going to come back. Antonio Giovinazzi, Daniel Kvyat, Kevin Magnussen, Kimi Räikkönen, Nicholas Latifi, George Russell, and Roman Grosjean. So I definitely think that Lewis Hamilton has run away with this championship. And by the way, I want to say, Valtteri Bottas, this was, I think, Bottas's one chance to win the championship. I know I've said this a bunch of times, but he's not finding his rhythm, which is sad because, again, no Ferrari, Red Bull, not really a threat. Verstappen, he's your one threat. Albon, I don't think is going to be a threat so far. I definitely think that Albon will get a podium very soon this year, but Bottas, I think this was his best chance in getting it, but I don't think he's going to win the championship anymore. I think Lewis Hamilton has run away with it, but we will see in the races to come. We are heading to Monza next week for the Italian Grand Prix, and then after that we're staying in Italy and going to Mugello. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this podcast episode. Please consider sharing with friends and family. Follow me on Instagram at the UpshiftCast. Follow me on Twitter at the UpshiftCast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Upshift F1. The T in Upshift is a 1. It's the Upshift Podcast. T is a 1 in Upshift. Follow me on Facebook at Zaki Bolsham. Listen to this podcast if you're watching on YouTube. Listen to this podcast anywhere you get your favorite podcast. I hope you have all enjoyed. Thank you. Stay safe and goodbye.